Hello, my name is Edgar Pedraza, and in this video I'll be showing you how to create a USF file. By the time you reach this step, there are a few things that should have been done by now. Like, you should have already created your LDT in CAM+. You should have already gone into AutoCAD and opened up the CAD file where that machine needs to be assigned to, and made sure the enable machining button was turned on, and that your machine was assigned to the correct directory. There's reference videos for those if you haven't already done them. Videos like the enable machining button, how to assign, edit, and delete LDT for notch or feature functions. There's other things too in the Takeoff program side where they should have already been done, like the create saw location should have been clicked, or you should have gone into the die info table and made any necessary changes there. And you should have already filtered for your part under parts for saw and checked the hole locations and added any other LDTs under edit hole locations. Once again, there's reference videos for this, like how to review, edit, enter data for die info table, reviewing and editing the machine locations from edit hole locations tables, and how to add special LDT under edit hole locations. So if this hasn't been done, please refer back to those videos and perform these tasks. So now that we know all those tasks have been completed and we're ready to create this USF file, the first thing to ask yourself is, what type of part are we creating this USF file for, and what type of machining does that part require? So if you refer back to one of our other videos on how to assign machining to Daily Metal Fab Excel form and the Palette Metal Fab Excel form, there you can see each specific part and what we designated the machining to be. So I have it open up here, and you can tell that each part has its own specific machining tied to it. And we're going to go ahead and look at the examples we're going to be working with today. So we're going to work on this tube here, this 2124145T, which is assigned to Quadra. And then we're going to look at this vertical here, W755262, which is also Quadra. And this W755263, which is assigned to Diema. So now that we know that, we can go ahead and continue. And the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and check under parts for saw here to make sure we have the right part filtered. So we're going to go ahead and start with this 2124145T tube. And then before we select the machining here, what we're going to do is we're going to open up that CAD file, and under the enable machining button here, we're going to go ahead and right click until this change directory pops up, and we're going to select that, and we're going to make sure the directory is pointed to Quadra. So it should say Quadra, perfect, CAM, good, and LDT, perfect. That's what we want. So I'm going to go back to the Takeoff program, and now I'm going to go ahead and select the machining. So like I said, for this tube, we're going to select Quadra, and this will pop up, output optimize part list. So for every type of machine except for Diema, we're going to select yes, and then Diema is the only one we're going to select no here. So for this part, I'm going to select yes, and then enter the cutting blade thickness and decimal inches will pop up. So 0.200 is our default. We do not want to change that, so we're going to go ahead and continue and select OK. And this will come up. Include extra machining named after the fab number of each part. So that means if we named our LDT after the fab, and for this tube we did do that. So I assigned these holes at the top and bottom for this angle to this fab. So for this little pop-up, I'm going to select yes, and then this will be the next prompt. Add the shop drawing prefix to the name of the fab number machinings. So this means if we added the prefix for the job to that LDT as well. And for this part, I did not. So I'm going to select no. And now we can go ahead and save our USF. So this will be the path, as you can see, job, little t, USF, the job that you're working on, the week that you're working on as well, and Quadra. So go ahead and follow that path, and we're going to follow this same nomenclature as you can see here. So it should be a shop work order number, underscore, and then the part. So I'm going to go ahead and find the shop work order for this part. Let me open the portal here, and I'm going to go to the PM dashboard. I'm going to search for Vans headquarters. I'm going to go up here to the top right and search for the shop work orders. I'm going to filter for week 1, and then I'm going to look for the 2124145T2. So here we are, and then I'm going to copy the shop work order number here. Oh, wrong thing. And then I'm going to paste that in here, and then I'm going to put the underscore, and then 2124145T. And then we're going to go ahead and save that. And then it's completed. And we're going to move on to the next part. And that's going to be the W75-5262. So let's go ahead and, under parts for saw, change this here, W75-5262. And we're going to close that. And the reason why we're going to move... And the next part's going to be the W75-5262. So I'm going to select parts for saw here, and then I'm going to go ahead and change this to W75-5262. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and, under edit hole locations, I'm going to go ahead and show you why we're going to have this example. So here, under this part, under this W75-5699-1A, you'll see that we added this LDT to this part. So whenever this part comes up, we have this LDT. So W75-5699, that's our sunshade bracket. So for those holes on that sunshade bracket, we tied this LDT with the job prefix, the part number, and the mark number for that part. So for each one of these W75-5699-1As, you'll get this LDT. So if we just look down here and look at this LDT comes up with that same part, and same down here. So it changes the way we're going to export this USF. So we do the same couple of steps. So under Quadra, we're going to select that. We're going to output optimize part list. We're going to say yes. Same thing here. We're just going to click OK. And then here, include extra machining named after the fab number of each part. We're going to select yes. And then add the shop drawing prefix to the name of the part, name of the fab number machining, and we're going to select yes. Just as I showed you, we named the prefix and the part and the mark number after that LDT. So we're going to select yes here because of that. And then same as before, we're going to save it under job, LOT, USF, the job, your week that you're working on, Quadra, and then same naming convention. So let's go ahead and find that shop work order. So it's the W75-5262, which is right here. So I'm going to copy this over. And then I'm going to paste it in here and underscore W75-5262. And then we're going to save it. And then this comes up. This is okay. So I'm going to select OK. And that's it. On to the next part. And that's going to be the W75-5263. So I'm going to go ahead and change that under the parts for saw. And before we go ahead and select the machining style, we have to go into AutoCAD and change the directory again. So right now it's pointing to Quadra, right? So we want it to point to Diema. So I want to come in here, select the same path, CAM, LDT, and OK. Now we're ready to go ahead and select Diema here. And then under the output optimized part list, we're going to go ahead and select no, since the Diema is the only machine we do this for. And then when this pop comes up, include extra machining named after the fab number of each part. We didn't do that for this part, so I'm going to select no. And right here, it's pointing to the same path as before, so it's pointing to Quadra. So we want to make sure we save this under Diema here. So we gotta go and find the shop work order number. So 5263 is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, come in here and save that, and W75-5263, and we're going to save this. We're going to hit OK for these skipped machinings, and then we're done. So this has been how to create a USF file. Thank you for watching.